Yo, yo, yo. Peace and love. Y'all already know we in the building.
Peace, brother. Peace.
And yeah, I don't know if people really familiar with the chupacabras. Like this is a word that's not foreign to the true Americans. Am I right, brother Tad? Like in the Spanish community, all of y'all have heard of the chupacabras, right?
Most definitely. That's I can't. Hold on. Let me get my things together. I'm pretty sure it's Mexican folklore.
I mean, it's all around because
Okay.
me personally, I heard about it from like Puerto Ricans.
Yeah. No, it's actually Puerto Rican folklore.
It's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's everywhere. It's all of
No,
all
it's
of
everywhere, but that's where the origins.
But with that, I'm just trying to first give y'all a little slight understanding. Yeah, y'all seen the land. You already know. Well, I'm finna say but boom. Speaking on the chupacabras, they say the chupacabra or chupacabras is a legendary creature in the folklore of parts of the Americas, with its first purported sightings reported in Puerto Rico in 1995.
Right.
Yeah, but people were talking about it before 95, wasn't it?
No, yeah. It was just not out in the
Mainstream. Yeah.
right in the mainstream media. I mean, I'm not Puerto Rican, but I do have a lot of Puerto Rican friends, and it's been around in their culture for a minute. La Llorona, in Mexico, this lady that is supposed to be always crying for her kids, and the stories differ. But go ahead, Briga. I don't want to get off track or whatever.
Nah. Actually, that's that's right in line with what we got going on.
Right.
So it's just like if you was from another part of the world, like Britain or whatever, you want to talk about the Loch Ness monster right now, that would be right on time.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Well, the tale pretty much it's the story of Lilith. All right. What I'm about to tell you is the story of Lilith. If you are aware of the story of Lilith, you know how she supposedly sacrificed a lot of her children and all of that. Well, in this scenario, uh, the tale says that well, there's different scenarios. In one scenario, she drowned her kids, and she walks through the once she realized what she has done, she's always walking through the river, always screaming for, where are my kids, and she's walking through the river. You're not supposed to answer her, because if you answer to her like, hey, what's wrong, where your kids at, it's over. You cancel Christmas, you ain't gonna go back home. But it's like the so-called story of if you call him the Candyman, it's a ripple for you. If you say Candyman three times on the fucking thing, it's over. Not that that really happens or whatever. But in other tales, they say that her kids were drowned. That they took her kids, and she's looking for them, and somebody that wants is trying to get back at her, drown her kids.
Because this is so-called legendary, folklore. It's supposed to be unproven to a degree. But like I say, abominable chupacabra. The Himalayas have their Yeti, huh? Which which makes a lot of sense because that's connecting the ancient ancestor of the Tamahus. Because, like they say, they try to say we all come from apes or great apes. Well, a Yeti is a great ape. You know, Britain has its crop circles. You know, which
Right.
we don't understand. How they cut their grass that good, because we don't want to believe it. But hey, that is that is some phenomenal crop circling. That we don't want to get the Tamahu that much credit. We don't want to say, "Damn boy, you know how to cut some grass." You know, but it may be foreign. It may be alien like. New Jersey has this legendary Jersey Devil, and that's another thing we're gonna have to look into. Yeah, and Puerto Rico has this chupacabra. Yeah, this goat sucker, as his name translates, has been credited with strange attacks on goats, sheep, rabbits, horses, and chickens since the mid 1970s. The attacks happened mostly at night, leaving the animals devoid of blood, with oddly vampire like punctures in their neck. Though the first references of these attacks were in the 1970s, the biggest surge of reports dates to the mid 90s, when the mayor of Canovanas received international attention and support from local police for his weekly search parties equipped with a caged goat as bait. The police stopped short of fulfilling the mayor's request for a special unit devoted to the creature's capture. Sightings offer widely differing versions of the chupacabra. It has gray, scraggly hair and resembles a kangaroo or wolf, or walks upright on three-toed feet. Some swear it hops from tree branch to tree branch and even flies, leaving behind in the tradition of old Lucifer the acrid stench of sulfur. It appears through large, oval, sometimes red eyes and smells like a wet dog as its reptilian tongue flicks the night air. It has, according to some, attacked humans, ripped through screen doors, and jumped family dogs at picnics. Anthropologists note that legends of blood sucking creatures permeate history, from the werewolves of France to the vampires of Eastern Europe. Even the ancient Mayans included a vampire deity in their pantheon, and legendary bloodlusters are legion throughout the history of South America and the Caribbean. According to a 1995 article in San Juan Star, island love abounds with monsters predating the chupacabra. The Comegolo was a version of Bigfoot, but smaller and a vegetarian. It was particularly sweet on Cogolo, a baby plantain that springs up near its parent plant. In the early 1970s, the Mocha vampire also attacked small animals, but opinion differed on whether it was alien, animal, or really a vampire. The Gar Diablo, a swamp creature that emerged from the ooze at night to wreak havoc on the populace, also struck fear in the early 1970s. This sea demon was described as having the face of a bat, the skin of a shark, and a human like body. The chupacabra has also been active in other spots with large Hispanic communities: Mexico, southern Texas, and Miami. And its scope is pretty wide. The list of reported sightings at www.elchupacabra.com includes such unlikely locals as Maine and Missouri. And the Chupa's coverage on the web isn't limited to sci-fi fan sites.
Bro,
Princeton University, huh?
hold on. Bro, this motherfucker got his own website.
You see that? elchupacabra.com.
Holy shit! Okay, continue, brother. I had to, say something about that one.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
wait,
wild, ain't it?
just read out a website.
Hey, but what to me, above the clamor of the fringe elements, one hears the more skeptical voice of reason. Zoologists have suggested that the alleged condition of some chupacabra victims may actually be the result of exaggerated retelling of the work of less mysterious animals, such as a tropical species of bat known to feed on the blood of small mammals. Even some bird species are known to eat warm-blooded animals. Skeletal remains of an alleged chupacabra found in Chile were determined to be those of a wild dog. This, however, doesn't explain the sightings of the hairy, ravenous beast. Then again, there's no accounting for the Loch Ness monster either. You know? Yeah, that's the backstory, of course, of course. Because I know a lot of people probably never even heard of a chupacabra. So that's definitely the backstory, or the well-known, that's the legend, so to speak, of the chupacabra. Now let me see. show y'all like a. This was actually an old post since I kind of knew about it for so long.
Damn, man, I'm over here talking and this motherfucker was
Yeah,
fucking.
muted.
My bad.
Yes, sir.
But I mean that's a hell of an intro, because there was a couple of things that I didn't know that it was tracked to that extent, where it has become that popular, because that's that's a hell of what you call it, a background to have even its own website where they're tracking this, bro. They straight tracking, dude. Like,
For real.
that's crazy. That's insane. Well, to me it is, because I didn't think I didn't think it was being followed like that. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this is a old post I had a long while back. Made a gif out of it, but I can't really find all of the other ones that I had. But they're somewhere on Facebook. The memory will come back around. You know how they do you. But
Right.
yeah, this is supposed to be an actual image of what we're talking about when we're saying a chupacabra. And they have more images. I wish I could have it right now. Well, I got some things to show y'all, of course, but I'm just saying. Post that I already had from the past showing you're supposed to be a chupacabra. But as you can see, I said the chupacabra is a pakicetus, and the species. Oh, so obviously I'm gonna have to show y'all what a pakicetus is. Mm, yep.
Wait, hold on. Chupacabra Gasak, allegedly it's an escapee or psyop released from Dulce and
Oh yeah, chupacabra, a goat sucker. That what the word means. Yeah, allegedly, it's an escapee or psyop released from Dochi, New Mexico. You trying to say maybe
on.
they created this? Yeah. See, let me show y'all what a packet cetus is, and they'll of course tell you that these things don't exist anymore. This is a evolutionary trait of a dolphin. This is the dolphin was a land dweller, you know, and
Dog.
all of them are whales. I'm just associating the dolphin, but even a whale, all of them are considered a cetus, cetus, like you're seeing the word pachycetus right here.
Bro,
Huh?
that look
All
like
cetuses are whales.
look like a damn warhog transmorphed into a motherfucking hyena or some shit. And it's got the face of a platypus or I don't know, bro. That's if there was ever a chupacabras, that would be that motherfucker. Mr.
So,
Goodbye.
so mess around. See, I'm bringing up the pachycetus to actually show you. Like I say, the whale was actually a land dweller.
Right.
This is stages of the dolphin, so to speak. So stages of the dolphin,
Yeah, that's insane.
it goes like this, so to speak. This is why the dolphin is a land mammal. The dolphin has hip bones. The whale has hip bones.
Right, right,
They're all the same. That's why I say cetus. Cetus means a whale.
right. Those are facts. Those
So
are facts.
this is what they would tell you it looked like when it was a land dweller. When it was on Earth, they telling you, and they call it Pachycetus because the remains are found where the Tethys Sea was. Tethys Sea was the largest body of water during Pangea.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as in the middle of all of that continent. or the supercontinent. The largest body of water was the Tethys Sea. The Tethys Sea is located now what we call Pakistan or the Middle East.
Right.
And since it's in Pakistan and it's a cetus, meaning a whale, they call it a Paki cetus. You know what I mean? It's the cetus that was, cetus meaning whale. It was the whale bones found in Pakistan. Yeah, so Pakicetus. But I'm showing you how this is what they'll tell you don't exist no more. Evolution has gotten rid of A, B. Hey, should I show them that garfish? Because that garfish sure looks like the B right here. You know, and like I say, I don't know what kind of Eeyore this is.
He said ear.
I'm talking about my boy Winnie the Pooh. Eat your heart out, man. God dang, this Eeyore here
The
is older and uglier than your homeboy.
Loch Ness monster looking mob.
And yeah, like you pointed out when I said, dang, what kind of, stage of the dolphin is this? I'm like, is this what a porpoise is or whatever? But nah, like you said,
The ill man.
that illmatic going on right there.
Yeah,
You
real
can see
tough.
the eel. The
That now
eel.
that would be some shit, brother. If the eel transmorphs from that stage, because I mean it is proven already
Yep.
that no sense. Go check out our video that we
Yep.
did on the
Illmatic.
Illmatic. Go check it out and see the stages. That we talk about. That the eel goes through. And all the wonders behind the eel. Go check out that video on the brother's channel, and you're gonna prepare to be baffled. Go ahead,
For
bro.
real. Yeah. So I'm not making this up, you know. And they don't want you to see that these things, basically, of course, we're land dwellers, and they want you to get it out your head that they could still exist.
Whales did have hips, so there was a there is a theory in which whales at one point in time were able to come to dry land. They were not just stuck in the whatchamacallit, in the
The
sea,
ocean, yeah.
in the ocean, in the water. With that said, we do know that scientifically, and this ain't no theory, this is nothing, this is scientifically, we do know that the dolphin is not, let me repeat that, the dolphin is not a fish, because it requires oxygen to survive. It just could hold his breath for a very long time. So it has to come back up for air. How do you kill a dolphin? Because they're very very hard to whatever. How do you kill them? You stop him from coming up above ground. He has to. It's just like a whale. Well, a whale is a form of a dolphin, as the brother is telling you. That the whale, it can't stay underneath the water. It does not have the little bronchioles that or whatever they're called, that the fish
Yeah,
have,
gills.
the gills that the fish have on the side. They don't have that. They have that little hole where they release a little bit of air, because that's if you go try to become what's a Navy SEAL or whatever, you got to be able to hold your breath, and when you're trying to hold your breath, the way you do is you release a little bit at a time, a little bit of it at a time. You don't just take breath. No, if you hold it in and you're releasing a little bit, taking the pressure out of your lungs slowly, slowly, which is the same thing that the dolphins do, that whales do. They have to come back up, and they're not the only ones that are said to have hip bones or whatever. We do know that a serpent, not a snake, serpent, not a snake,
A python.
a serpent had limbs. We know that scientifically, and it's also referenced in the Bible. You
Yeah,
know,
and come to find out recently that that alligators walked upright.
right?
Huh?
You know,
See,
so
now do we know what dinosaurs are? You know what I mean?
right. So it is something that has
Like,
something
bro,
occurred.
could people imagine a python walking around on two legs? Huh? I'm talking about alligators walking around on two legs. You know what I mean?
Right. I would call that a dragon. You know,
Exactly.
if it's a python looking thing and it has limbs, bro, you a dragon. All you missing is wings, and from the looks of it, you might grow those motherfuckers.
Exactly.
You know, so it is you know, like, we do know that they had limbs before, but something occurred. Biblically speaking, not telling you that this is facts, but biblically speaking, it is said that God punished the serpent for what it did,
Hmm.
by this for deceiving Adam and Eve, and it punished it to crawl, meaning that it took away his limbs. Now it was gonna be on its belly at all times.
Yeah.
It was gonna slither to the ground, as it tried to
Yeah.
walk
As a punishment.
right, as a punishment. That biblically speaking, I'm not telling you that it happened. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, hey, it turns out that it happened. You know, and if we look at nature as God, then nature sure did her thing to those species. You feel me? Nature definitely left a mark on them and said, "You're gonna lay down."
Right.
You know, I'm tired of
See,
you standing up. It's said that the planet Tiamat is what we represent, what we say Krypton and all of that.
right,
But Tiamat, when the planet has by, we knew it come around every 2,000, and for some reason we tried to get so technologically advanced that we say this time when it passes by, we're gonna take it out. Basically like how the Tamahu would probably do today. Could you imagine if he sees this crossing planet coming, and he feels like it would offset his balances of his ocean and everything? It's gonna cause so much chaos and earthquake. I'm gonna destroy that when it passes. That's what they would think, right?
right,
Yeah. So we thought the same with the foolishness, and we tried to blow up Nibiru, the Emerald Planet, they say, so to speak. So when we loaded up all of this laser type technology that can blow up a planet, all of the hate we shot at them just reflected back on us. And that emerald of a planet reflected directly back on Tiamat and blew up the smithereens. You know, so that's what happened, so called, to that planet. And when that planet was destroyed, they say that's where you get, uh, Mars. The asteroid belt is the remnants of it, and Earth is the largest chunk, and the most hospitable part of it. And they say the seed was placed in the dolphin. That's why the word dolphin means delphinus, or it means a fish with a womb.
fish with a
So
womb.
we're saying that the seed was placed in the womb of the dolphin. And this is where we get the folklore of mermaids and everything coming from. And it's actually associated with the Superman story, and that's why it connects back to, you know, us. And that's why we say all life comes from what? The waters. You feel me?
Right,
So
primordial
before we
water.
walked on land, we lived on we lived in the water in
Right,
another form. And
right,
the
which is
dolphin may
also
definitely be our ancestor.
the Jewish folklore, which talks about the what is it, the behemoth, or the no
Or Leviathan.
the Leviathan, right?
Mhm.
The Leviathan had limbs.
There's nothing larger than a whale in the ocean. Other than maybe something of folklore, like we speaking of the Leviathan and such. But as far as we've ever known, there's nothing larger than a whale. So on land, so they're the gods of the earth. Like they're the most wisest thing we know. They can survive whether it's a flood or whether it's a drought to the point where it's nothing but land. They'll be the
Right.
largest thing on land, just like they're the largest thing in the water. Like I'm showing y'all, I think it's almost hard to disagree that this could be the chupacabra. The Pachycetus is the best representation of a chupacabra, but they're not gonna tell you that it still exists to this day. They're gonna be like, oh, that's evolutionarily that happened in evolution millions of years ago. They don't want you to think that all of evolution can still have a remnant still right here today.
I'm not too fond of the whole evolution theory and whatever. I think it's the natural course of life. I don't think that that it's in the aspect that they're telling us where where the being or the animal or whatever is transmorphing or upgrading to a better whatever. From my perspective, I'm not telling you this or anything
Y-
like that. I,
What
I, I
what what, what I'm saying is when things so-called evolve, because it's just adapting. Things gonna adapt.
right. I like that word a whole lot better.
Yeah, exactly. But do you think that these things cease to exist? Like whatever it used to be doesn't exist no more, or does all the adaptations still exist?
I don't see how some. I mean, it is possible for extinction, but I don't see when you're. It's just like Bigfoot. I'm not telling you Bigfoot exists, but if you are the Bigfoot, let's think logically here now. I know I'm speaking mythology, but let's think logically. If you were Bigfoot, would you be all out in the open showing yourself?
Man, you might be in the NBA if you was Bigfoot nowadays. You know what I mean?
But my thinking would be like, man, I've never seen nobody, if I have any intelligence, I've never seen nobody around me, that looks like me. And let me add this. We do understand that animals have a level of intelligence above us. I don't give a fuck what the pyramid told you, what the Caucasian told you, that told you that we're at the top of the food chain, or that we are. No, I refuse to accept that. Why? Because we have to be taught. Everything has to be shown to us. All right. Animals know. All right. Nobody teaches a bird how to build a nest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like exactly. That's where we learned it from. Nobody
Right. So
nobody can say they created damage.
I'm throwing that out there just so the people could understand that that there is a level of intelligence that animals possess that we do not possess at this time. Not that we don't have it or that we're not capable of it, but the beaver. Thank you, Gemini 9. Yeah, the otter. That's another one. But all these animals, they have a sense of intelligence that they already know that is embedded in them. They took that much from us that we don't even have access to our natural aspect of. We all got to be good in something. I know I'm good in something. If you see my powerpoints, I think that's something I'm good at. Look at Calico. You tell Calico a word, next thing you know, he's telling you etymologies from 20,000 fucking different words, and breaking shit down to you. Those are gifts that we all possess that are linked to other natural gifts that we have, but we don't have access to them. But these animals do. What I'm trying to get there with all that rambling that I did is the fact that you asked if do I think that this thing exists. If it does exist, we ain't never gonna see it. We ain't never gonna see it because it's gonna hide. It's always gonna be a way, and I don't think is extinct. It would hide. There's a lot of things that come out at nighttime only because they're scared of us, or whatever, because they know how destructive and how malicious we could be. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I did my rambling. Go ahead, brother.
Nah, 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 nah. I know what you're saying. Well, see, all I'm saying is that let's say certain dogs or whatever, certain animals, especially when they live in desert areas, like the first cat over there in ancient Egypt, or the first dog in ancient Egypt, or over here in Chile, in this part of the South America, all of these parts being so hot, these animals were hairless, right?
Right.
Hairless cats, hairless dogs.
Right.
Now, of course, the closer they get into Europe and the northern climes, you start to see hair on these same animals. You feel me? So I'm
Right.
just saying that all of the adaptations of these specific animals is gonna exist at all times.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why they say like how the rainforest has pretty much preserved eons of history. Like millions of years of history is still alive and thriving in the rainforest.
Right. I
You know,
hear you.
it's unchanged since eternity. You know what I mean? So, anytime you got something like that going on, you're gonna have what we call a regular animal, or like what we think is regular is it wouldn't even exist in the rainforest because that's not his natural state. You know what I mean? That's not his his origin. So all of this evolution is just showing how an animal changes in different climates, whether it be underwater, you know, like he had to become the whale. He had to truly become the whale, you know, in water. But different evolutions will show you how it was actually living in and out, and to the point it only lives in. You know,
I hear you.
yeah. So I just look at it like it still exists to this day, not just as a swimmer, but as a land dweller, and
Land dweller.
maybe in and out of the water. You know how it go. And this pack of cedars is where we talking about a chupacabra. You know, this is where they get the legend of a chupacabra for real. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of our dog breeds and stuff, or really some of this sea life, because everything come from the waters. So
Right.
whatever we dealing with on land, it has an aquatic ancestor. And we've only studied 10% of the world's oceans, which means like we've skinned the surface. That's all, because the world is majority water, and we only know 10% of it. That's sad, you know.
That's
So,
insane.
so if everything has an aquatic ancestor, I beg to differ that it still exists to this day. Every last one of them, you know, for sure, sure,
That's a big something.
for real. Yeah, yeah. That Hey, that's another word for a dolphin. They could be called a transformer, because that's just what they are, as far as evolution goes. Like these are the gods of the earth to me. Like I was telling my brother Ted, like there's nothing more genius, more dominant, more capable of survival than a dolphin, or the whales. The same thing. You feel me?
Right. That
Like
that
they
that dolphin get down.
like who run the ocean over the killer whale?
The
Nothing.
dolphin.
Like we seen how they running in packs like wolves. Man, I seen these tamahoos riding a speedboat, and I'm talking about a speedboat. This thing is fast as hell, and the whales is just catching up just enough to get the water from the boat to keep throwing water in his face. He can go faster than this boat. And this whole man, there's so many of them. It look like you in the projects, like you done went to the wrong hood. It look like the whales calling you ops. You hear me? I'm talking about over 50 whales chasing you for miles. Like it's fun. Like, boy, don't let me catch you, boy. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. They run the world. You feel me? So, like I said, we had to really represent, in an image of what the God of the world would really look like. It would look like a dolphin, and as I just showed you, he got a lot of avatars. He got a lot of avatars that he can, jump in and out of.
Dolphin is the smartest animals. The New World Order. It's a hell of a fucking book, So by Ralph Epperson. But it's got a lot of stuff within it, that the dude's a Christian. He's a Christian dude. The book was written in 1989, but since then he was trying to explain that he knew that his religion was going to come to an end, and that it was going to come to an end because of the New World Order. And he put it all into my first book that I'm going to do is this one, and also this one, the Mayan Ouroboros with the Melchizedek. And
What's the oldest book? You gotta have them old Bibles.
oh yeah, no,
See, I collect grandma's Bible. That's why when I see her, my Bible collection is crazy. I
yeah, no,
mean,
I wish I had one of those.
hey, put it like this. You know how most of the conscious community, everybody, oh, fuck a Bible, fuck religion, all that. So it could be one of their grandma. When she passed, I want their grandma Bible.
Yeah,
You feel me?
this one's the Quran, but this one's in Spanish. It's in Spanish in one end, and on and Arabic or whatever on the other end. But it's big as hell. The Septuagint is big, but it's not. It's just big in size. I mean, in width. It's not a big book in comparison to the Quran. Yeah, the Quran is a whole lot bigger.
Yeah, the
But
Septuagint is not the whole modern day Bible. It's just the good stuff, really,
right,
because it's the Old Testament. It's not ain't got none of that New Testament bullshit in it.
right. And this one's the Septuagint with all the apocryphas in them.
Hmm.
It's like a fish jailhouse. You know what? I had that conversation with my kids because my wife she, well, like most women, she's
Oh yeah,
very about going out and doing activities and things like that, or whatever, with her well, at least she is, so one of her things was always going to the zoo. And eventually I told her I was never going back over there no again. And and we had a discussion with the children because I wanted them to know what I felt. So with what Kai is talking in regards about to that's the that couldn't have hit it more on the head, because to me that's exactly what it is. It's a jail. A panther is not meant to be in a home. You in a big old cage. And yeah, I might want to see a condor, but I shouldn't have. The condor should be free to fly wherever the hell it feels like going to go fly. It is not meant to be in a cage for my amusement, where you're gonna
hey,
charge
but
me to.
watch this. Hey, we say that about every animal except for the snake. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to meet him behind the glass. You feel me? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I
I'm
know I ain't trying to get too brave overnight. You
I'm
know
not
what
trying to meet a snake.
I mean? Especially not with too many colors, huh?
Right now, it's too many. If you bright and bright, no,
Yeah,
you bright, no,
yeah. He
I will
needs,
admire you from afar, and every time you make a move, I'm making 10 moves the other way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, ain't none of that. And if you big, if you're not bright but you big, I'm staying the hell away from you, because you wrap your shit around me. The strength of a snake, they'll stop the blood flow on a limb if you allow them to coil up. Certain ones, a boa constrictor, that motherfucker crush you to shit.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that, man. Hey, that is what I'm talking about. Was walking. They got hip bones. They
Right?
they literally got hip bones. So it's like, whoa, this mother sucker was walking on two legs. I
Yeah.
might just pull that up because people think I'm crazy. They're gonna think we're crazy.
Snakes had back legs for 70 million years before losing them. New fossil shows. Those are facts. It ain't got a bean coming from no biblical book story or whatever. Snake evolution has intrigued scientists for years because they knew these complex vertebrates once had limbs and adapted over time to live without them in a dramatic fashion. But a limited fossil record didn't reflect how the transition happened since snakes first appeared during the upper middle Jurassic period between 163 to 174 million years ago. Over the years, theories have suggested that these limbs were merely a transient phase before snakes quickly adapted to their current limbless form. That they adapted, yeah, but something happened because purposely, not not because it just transmorphed or whatever. In my opinion. But newly discovered and whoa, where'd you go? But newly discovered and well preserved fossils of snakes, particularly the calico thing is on the way, particularly something skulls, suggest they had snake skulls, suggest they had back legs for an extended period. According, I wonder if it's just back legs or did they have them Tyrannosaurus arms and stuff, where they had back legs, but their Tyrannosaurus their arms are like like super small. It's just asking, throwing it out there. Suggested they had back legs for an extended period, according to a new study published Wednesday in journal Science Advances. Nahash Rionegrina was a type of early snake with Oh, these motherfuckers got a name for these. I'm gonna go look that one up. Nahash Rionegrina was a type of early snake with hind limbs. Can
Yeah,
we pull that up
yeah,
afterward?
yeah. The Nahash or the Najash or whatever how they put it is the same word as Nakash, which means snake. So it's saying the snake of Rio. What you mean? It sounds like like almost like the Rio Negro, huh?
Right,
Rio Negrina, the Black River snake is what it's
right.
called.
Rio means river.
River, yeah, and Negrina meaning the black like
It's
woman. You
it's a
know
feminine woman,
yeah,
feminine
the
black woman.
black feminine snake,
Right,
Nakash.
right.
Yeah, river snake too.
Right. Oh, that's probably why. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
a type of early snake with hind limbs. Researchers uncovered 8 skulls, including one that was almost perfectly intact, as well as other fossils in the La Batata paleontological area of northern Patagonia.
Fossils records didn't reflect how the transition happened since snakes appeared during the upper middle Jurassic period between 163 to 174 million years ago. So they could find bones of a snake of 163 million years ago, but they can't find Noah's Ark though. They can't find bones of Noah, nobody in his family. They can't find Jesus. Nobody knows where his bones is at. But I just wanted to throw that.
The Nakash, like I'm gonna say it, because I know that word means serpent, possess primitive features more similar to lizards, such as cheekbone arch, as well as more snake-like features, including the lack of a bony arch connecting from the skull to the cheekbone. It also possessed something intermediate between snakes and lizards, like part of a jaw joint. That cheekbone, also called a jugal bone, existed in these early snakes nearly 100 million years ago, but is not apparent in modern snakes. I find the support the idea that the ancestors of modern snakes were big bodied and big mouthed instead of small burrowing forms as previously thought. Mm. The studies also revealed that early snakes retained their hind limbs for an extended period of time before the origin of modern snakes, which are, for the most part, completely limbless. The snake also lacked a series of bony crests, which is long thought to be a defining snakeness feature. Hmm. And they're telling what they ain't telling us. You know what I mean? Took them forever to let this kind of juice out. You know what I mean?
Right, that's crazy.
Yeah, I see though. But y'all already know. I just have to definitely show that that we ain't creating this information on our own.
Right, right, right. We we always got to bring receipts, one way or another. You know what I mean? But I
For
say,
sure.
when you mention the subject to me, I'm always willing and up, and to explore new horizons. I appreciate once more allowing me on the platform.
But y'all already know what time it is. I'm gonna just close it out like this.
Savage, the Lady Elizabeth, three people working as one with one goal in mind: to defeat, or should I say demolish, the Twin Towers. Hulk Hogan, you talked about the Triangle of Love. Jesse Ventura says there's a problem. Explain.
Well, you know, Mean Gene, you get right to the heart of the matter with that question, brother. It's the love, man, that's going to supercharge the mega powers and tear down the Twin Towers.
This man, what were your thoughts then?
Oh, yeah, Mean Gene, I can still feel the pain when that cold steel bit into Miss Elizabeth's wrist right there. And when her muscles were torn, my muscles were torn. When her bone was bruised right there, I felt the pain. Hulk Hogan felt the pain, and I can still feel the pain right now. And Hulk Hogan, that pain won't stop until the Twin Towers come crumbling down. Oh, yeah, right now tonight on prime time.
The documents you use on 9/11 show, well, there's one document that suggests that Tower 7 fell down faster than it could have fallen down just by natural.
It doesn't suggest it. It says it. It said it fell at. NIST report said it fell at free fall.
So then you make the
wait a
leap
minute. That means you got to defy the laws of physics. That means everything was removed, in which for anything to fall at
But
free
then you
fall
make that
speed.
leap then to the idea that it was demolished by explosives inside by the government.
I don't make a leap. Why didn't they check for explosives? They never did, if not to eliminate them. They didn't do that. This book is all documents that are out in the public domain. I'm not WikiLeaks. I didn't steal anything. You just got to find them. And there are documents here so disturbing, like the CIA's assassination manual.